Did you know that Pennsylvania is experiencing a quiet rebirth? Over the last decade, its population has grown to surpass 13 million residents. This makes it the most populous state in the Northeast after New York, and the momentum isn't slowing down. Pennsylvania isn't just surviving, it's thriving economically. The state's GDP reached approximately $820 billion. That's larger than the entire economy of Taiwan. It's also home to American legends. Benjamin Franklin helped shape American democracy right here in Philadelphia. The steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art remain a global symbol of grit. They were immortalized by the legendary run of Rocky Balboa. And the Liberty Bell, one of America's most enduring symbols of freedom, still draws millions to Philadelphia, the birthplace of American independence. But not everything in Pennsylvania is picture perfect. An aging population is putting intense pressure on hospitals and small-town clinics. Rural counties face doctor shortages and rising costs as the number of residents over 65 keeps climbing. The opioid epidemic remains relentless, with more than 5,000 overdose deaths reported each year. Will Pennsylvania balance growth with sustainability, or will these challenges reshape its future? Let's take a closer look at the most talked about stories shaping the Keystone State. But before we start, here's a little question to entertain you. Which famous movie made the Philadelphia Museum of Art popular? A. Creed. B. Raging Bull. C. Rocky. D. $1 Million Baby. Share your opinion in the comments and patiently watch this video till the end to find out the truth. Number 10. Retirement Crisis. Pennsylvania is aging faster than almost any other state. Nearly 19% of residents are over 65, one of the highest shares in the country. In some rural counties, seniors already make up more than a quarter of the population. By 2030, older adults are expected to outnumber children across the state. This demographic shift collides with shrinking healthcare access. Since 2010, at least 12 rural hospitals have closed. A 2024 report found that 34% of remaining rural hospitals are at risk of closure. Within that group, 18% are in immediate danger of shutting down. Many small clinics struggle to recruit doctors, and patients often face hours-long trips for routine care. Ambulance services are also thinning, leaving long waits in emergencies. The strain reaches beyond medical services. As younger families leave for cities or other states, property tax bases shrink and small-town budgets tighten. Caregiver shortages are worsening. Senior care providers warned in 2025 of a workforce crisis that leaves home health aides booked months in advance. Nursing homes report rising staff turnover and difficulty meeting federal standards. Housing costs compound the challenge. Modest homes in once affordable counties now command prices that stretch retirees' budgets. Many live on pensions or Social Security, which cannot keep pace. Rising property taxes force some lifelong residents to sell the houses they worked decades to pay off. The statewide vacancy rate now exceeds the national average, yet affordable senior housing remains scarce. State leaders have introduced relief measures. In 2025, the Property Tax and Rent Rebate Program distributed $255.8 million to more than 423,000 seniors. It also served people with disabilities across Pennsylvania. Expanded eligibility added 175,000 new participants. Many advocates warn that these programs barely keep pace with the needs of an aging population. Telemedicine grants are expanding, but broadband gaps in rural areas limit access to virtual care. The retirement crisis is visible across Pennsylvania. It shows in empty storefronts on small-town main streets. It appears in shuttered hospital wings. You can see it in the quiet lives of seniors traveling miles for basic care. Without stronger action to stabilize healthcare, housing, and caregiver support, the gap between residents and resources will only widen. Experts caution that the next decade will demand new funding streams and creative policy to avoid deeper strain. Are you from Pennsylvania? Have you faced challenges finding doctors or healthcare as you've grown older? We'd love to hear your story in the comments below. Before we continue, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And now, let's dive in. Number 9. Sweet Hershey. In the heart of Pennsylvania sits a town where the air itself can carry a hint of cocoa. Hershey remains a living monument to America's love of chocolate. It also reflects the vision of a man who believed industry and community could thrive together. Today, it is far more than a company town. It is a destination where millions of visitors come each year to taste a bit of sweetness. They see how a century-old dream continues to grow. Hershey Park now welcomes more than 3.3 million guests annually. It ranks among the busiest amusement parks in the Northeast. Families arrive from across the country to ride coasters like the Wildcat's Revenge. This record-breaking edition in 2023 blends high-speed thrills with the scent of roasting cocoa. Seasonal events such as Hershey Park in the Dark keep attendance strong year-round. Christmas Candy Lane pumps millions of tourism dollars into central Pennsylvania. The Hershey Company itself remains a powerhouse in the global chocolate market. It employs more than 17,000 people worldwide. Major U.S. operations are still rooted in the town that bears its name. Modern production lines craft everything from classic milk chocolate bars to new snack creations. The company invests heavily in local sustainability. It uses renewable energy and supports Pennsylvania dairy farms that supply its chocolate-making milk. Beyond candy, Hershey continues to fulfill a unique social mission. The Milton Hershey School, founded in 1909 for disadvantaged children, now educates more than 2,000 students free of charge. Funding comes from the company's enduring trust. The Hershey Foundation supports arts programs, public gardens, and community projects. These efforts enrich life well beyond the factory gates. They ensure that the town's success is shared with generations who may never work in production. Visitors find more than chocolate here. The Hershey Gardens showcase brilliant seasonal blooms and a butterfly atrium. It delights guests of all ages. The Hershey Theater hosts Broadway shows and concerts. Nearby Hershey Park Stadium draws major music acts each summer. Together, these attractions create a vibrant cultural scene that rivals cities many times larger. They keep Hershey firmly on the national tourism map. Even as tastes evolve, the brand's reach keeps expanding. Hershey products now appear in over 90 countries. The company invests in new flavors, plant-based options, and global partnerships. These moves help it keep pace with changing markets. Yet, the heart of the operation remains unmistakably local. The familiar aroma of cocoa beans still drifts through the streets on cool evenings. Have you ever visited Hershey or tasted chocolate straight from the source? What memory of this iconic town stands out to you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. Our team needs your help. Subscribe to our channel to help more people learn the truth about current events. And now, we move on. Number 8. Opioid Crisis. Pennsylvania stands at the heart of America's opioid emergency. What began with prescription painkillers has shifted to an even deadlier force: fentanyl. This synthetic opioid is up to 50 times stronger than heroin and far more unpredictable. In 2023, the state recorded more than 4,700 overdose deaths, with fentanyl involved in nearly 77%. Preliminary 2024 figures show about 3,300 deaths, a drop of roughly 30%, yet the danger remains high. Fentanyl floods in through complex routes that stretch beyond U.S. borders. Most of its base chemicals are made in Chinese labs, then shipped to Mexico. Cartels there produce the finished product and move it across the southern border. From there, it flows into Pennsylvania's cities and small towns. Some traffickers also move shipments through Canada, creating friction between U.S. and Canadian officials over border security. Federal agents report seizures at northern crossings from Ontario into New York and Pennsylvania. President Donald Trump repeatedly called for harsher penalties on traffickers. He urged tighter border controls and even floated death sentences for major dealers. Philadelphia's Kensington neighborhood remains a national symbol of the crisis. Open-air drug markets, sprawling encampments, and constant ambulance calls show the human toll. Behind each image are families broken apart and children left in foster care. The crisis reaches well beyond the city. Rural counties from Erie to Lancaster now see overdose rates once limited to big cities. Local hospitals and EMS crews report record calls for naloxone, the life-saving antidote. Multiple doses are often needed to revive a single patient. State and community responses continue to evolve. Pennsylvania has expanded harm reduction programs and naloxone distribution to nearly every county. Mobile treatment units and supervised injection sites have prevented hundreds of deaths. The state expects more than $1 billion in national opioid settlement funds over the next 18 years. Counties like Allegheny are already using the money for recovery housing and addiction counseling. New state websites track every dollar to maintain transparency and public trust. Yet the challenge remains relentless. Illicit fentanyl is often mixed with counterfeit pills or street drugs, making every dose unpredictable. A single mistake can be fatal, and new chemical variants appear each year. Economic fallout is widespread, reducing workforce participation and straining local budgets. Schools add counseling programs to help children cope with grief and prevent addiction. The opioid crisis leaves visible scars. Vacant homes and candlelight memorials mark towns across the state. The struggle is far from over. Have you ever lost a friend or loved one to addiction or helped someone through recovery? Let us know your story in the comments. Now please take a moment to hit that like button. It's a small action, but it helps YouTube's algorithm promote our videos to a wider audience. Number 7. Flower Show. Every March, Philadelphia bursts into color as the Pennsylvania Convention Center transforms into a living garden. The Philadelphia Flower Show is the largest indoor floral event in the world and a crown jewel of American horticulture. Each year, more than 250,000 visitors fill the vast halls, bringing tens of millions of tourism dollars to the city. The scale is breathtaking. Acres of blooming displays rise beneath the glass roof, blending art, science, and fragrance. Recent themes keep the show fresh and globally relevant. The 2024 program, United by Flowers, highlighted sustainability and climate awareness. Designers used native plants and water-saving landscapes to show how beauty can support the planet. International exhibitors from more than 20 countries contribute rare orchids, sculpted topiaries, and imaginative floral art. These creations draw photographers, gardeners, and travelers eager to capture every shade of spring. Organizers already plan future themes to explore biodiversity and the changing urban climate. This promises new inspiration each year. Behind the spectacle lies a mission of renewal and community. Proceeds fund hundreds of urban greening projects across Philadelphia. Neighborhood gardens, tree planting drives, and pollinator habitats grow from the show's success. The Pennsylvania Horticultural Society, which organizes the event, channels profits into parks and school gardens year-round. This effort transforms vacant lots into thriving spaces where residents share vegetables, flowers, and neighborhood pride. Many of these gardens have become outdoor classrooms. Children learn about soil, insects, and the importance of clean air. The show also fuels a burst of economic activity. Hotels book months in advance, restaurants create special menus, and small vendors showcase regional food and crafts. Local businesses depend on the crowds who travel from every corner of the world to experience the spectacle. Even in a changing climate, the flower show remains a reliable sign that spring has arrived in the Northeast. Visitors leave inspired. Gardeners return home with new ideas for drought-resistant landscapes or pollinator-friendly blooms. Children leave with seeds in hand and excitement about planting their first garden. For many families, Attending is an annual tradition passed down for generations. Couples often mark anniversaries or special occasions by returning yearly, weaving their own stories into the show's history. The Philadelphia Flower Show proves that flowers are more than decoration. They unite people, spark creativity, and bring hope after long winters. It is both a dazzling festival and a quiet reminder of nature's power to heal cities and hearts. Do you have a favorite flower that brings back a special memory from your childhood? Tell us about it in the comments. Share this video on X and Facebook to help us grow. Every share counts. Number 6. Fracking fires. Deep beneath Pennsylvania lies the Marcellus Shale, a vast natural gas field. In the mid-2000s, new drilling methods called hydraulic fracturing, or fracking, unlocked it. Fracking blasts water, sand, and chemicals into rock to free trapped natural gas. The boom turned Pennsylvania into the nation's second-largest gas producer. But the same technology that brought wealth also raised serious safety risks. High-pressure wells and methane leaks sometimes spark dangerous fracking fires. These fires occur when gas escapes and ignites near drilling sites or storage tanks. Residents in drilling regions report strange changes in their drinking water. Some turn on a tap and watch methane bubbles rise to the surface. Others have filmed flames shooting from kitchen faucets. State records confirm the danger. Since 2007, officials have logged about 400 gas-related water contamination cases. In Epidemic Township alone, nearly 5,000 complaints led to 392 confirmed well impacts. Medical studies link heavy drilling to higher asthma rates and respiratory problems. Hospital visits rise in counties crowded with well pads. Streams once used for fishing now carry warning signs after nearby spills or leaks. Accidents continue to draw national attention. Explosions at well sites and well pad fires have forced evacuations and destroyed equipment. In Washington County, a 2024 blaze at a natural gas facility burned for days. Investigators blamed a failed pressure valve and poor maintenance. Local firefighters say these blazes are difficult to contain because of volatile chemicals and high-pressure gas lines. Even the industry shows signs of strain. Natural gas production in 2024 fell nearly 4% from the year before. Only 310 new wells were drilled that year, the lowest total since 2008. Experts cite falling prices and rising regulatory costs as key reasons for the slowdown. Methane emissions remain a climate threat. A single leak can release huge amounts of methane, far more potent than carbon dioxide. New reporting rules aim to track emissions of methane and volatile organic compounds. About 86% of shale drillers met those deadlines, but many conventional wells failed to comply. Economics complicate the debate. Natural gas supports tens of thousands of jobs and billions in tax revenue. Many towns depend on drilling money and hesitate to restrict new projects. State officials have increased inspections and fines for violations. The Department of Environmental Protection continues to push for stronger enforcement. Yet families living near well pads face constant noise, truck traffic, and air quality concerns. How long have you lived in Pennsylvania? Have you ever noticed changes in your water or air? Add your experiences or concerns in the comments. Number 5. Steel Reborn. Once, Pittsburgh was the very heart of America's Rust Belt, a term used to describe Midwest and Great Lakes cities that boomed on steel, coal, and heavy manufacturing, only to see those industries collapse. For decades, its skyline was filled with smokestacks, and its rivers carried the runoff of endless production. Global competition, automation, and changing markets hit in the late 20th century. Mills closed and jobs vanished, leaving behind shuttered plants and struggling neighborhoods. But Pittsburgh refused to stay in decline. Over the past generation, the city has reinvented itself as one of America's most forward-looking urban centers. The city now hosts a technology economy valued at more than $22 billion and is still growing. In 2024 alone, startups attracted over $3 billion in venture capital and created 8,000 new tech jobs. Robotics labs, artificial intelligence startups, and advanced medical research drive this new prosperity. The University of Pittsburgh Medical Center now reports revenue above $30 billion and employs more than 95,000 people. Its hospitals and research programs attract patients and scientists from around the globe. Technology leaders have made Pittsburgh their laboratory. Google opened a 330,000 square foot office in 2024, doubling its local workforce. Autonomous vehicle companies like Aurora and Argo AI continue record road tests across city streets. Carnegie Mellon University's Robotics Institute is a world leader in machine learning and advanced automation. Graduates feed a steady pipeline of talent to these companies and countless startups. This economic shift has brought a cleaner environment. The three rivers that once carried industrial waste are now popular for kayaking and fishing. Air quality has improved dramatically, reaching its best levels in a century. A 2025 report from the American Lung Association ranked Pittsburgh among the nation's top 20 metros for cleanest year-round air. Former steel sites have been redeveloped into parks, apartments, and vibrant business districts. Neighborhoods like the Strip District buzz with innovation. Old warehouses house co-working spaces and restaurants, mixing history with modern energy. Cultural institutions such as the Heinz History Center and the Andy Warhol Museum attract millions of visitors each year. Pittsburgh's thriving arts scene reflects the city's creative spirit and global reach. The transformation has not been effortless. City planners invested heavily in education, infrastructure, and riverfront restoration. Universities partnered with private industry to attract global talent and new investment. Residents embraced change while preserving a strong sense of community and pride. Have you visited Pittsburgh recently or witnessed its transformation over the years? Share your impressions or memories of this remarkable city in the comments. Number 4. Warehouse Boom. The Lehigh Valley was once a quiet mix of farmland and small factories. Now it stands at the center of a nationwide warehouse boom, a rapid expansion of giant distribution centers that feed America's online shopping habit. This boom means vast buildings where products are stored, packed, and shipped to customers across the East Coast in record time. It has turned the region into one of the busiest logistics hubs in the United States. By early 2025, warehouse space here surpassed 50 million square feet, a 25% jump since 2021. Developers added nearly 5 million square feet in 2024 alone, fueled by non-stop e-commerce growth. Amazon, Walmart, and UPS now operate a web of massive fulfillment centers. Their 24-hour schedules move millions of packages each week across the Northeast. Jobs have followed, but so has a surge of heavy traffic and pollution. Residents who once looked over quiet cornfields now see endless truck bays and towering steel walls. Truck volumes on I-78 and Route 22 have climbed more than 70% since 2014. PennDOT expects another 12% rise by 2027 as new warehouses come online. Diesel exhaust has pushed fine particulate levels above federal standards on key corridors. Residents near major freight routes report higher asthma rates and more emergency visits. Neighborhoods along key trucking routes now monitor daily air quality alerts, once rare a decade ago. The strain reaches beyond health. Frequent truck accidents and road damage stretch local emergency services and highway budgets. In 2024, the region logged a record increase in truck-related crashes, many tied to warehouse traffic. Repair crews work around the clock to patch potholes and reinforce bridges stressed by constant heavy loads. Communities are fighting back. Townships such as Lower Macungie and Allen passed temporary moratoriums in 2024 to study environmental impact. The Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection has tightened stormwater reviews after repeated flooding near giant warehouse clusters. Citizen groups host packed town meetings, demanding limits on new sites and better air monitoring. Despite concerns, new projects keep rising. Developers point to steady consumer demand and the region's ideal location between New York and Philadelphia. State incentives and quick highway access make the valley irresistible to national shippers. Investors see the Lehigh Valley as the perfect last-mile link to tens of millions of East Coast customers. Economically, the boom brings jobs and tax revenue, but many residents wonder if the costs now outweigh the benefits. The Lehigh Valley illustrates the double edge of modern commerce. Have you noticed the spread of warehouses or heavier truck traffic in your area? Share how these changes have affected your daily life in the comments. Number 3. Little League. Each August, Williamsport, Pennsylvania transforms into the world capital of youth baseball. The Little League World Series brings together teams of 11 and 12-year-olds whose talent amazes lifelong fans. More than 400,000 visitors crowd the hillsides and stand over 10 action-packed days. Millions more watch from home as ESPN broadcasts the games to nearly every continent. Founded in 1947 on a single field, the tournament now hosts teams from more than 20 countries. Players arrive from Japan, Mexico, Australia, and the Caribbean. During this time, a quiet Susquehanna Valley town turns into a true global village. The roar of the crowd mixes with dozens of languages, creating an atmosphere unlike any other in youth sports. The impact stretches far beyond the diamond. A 2024 economic report estimated over $40 million in yearly local revenue from lodging, food, and tourism. Hotels across Lycoming County fill months in advance, while restaurants, shops, and parks enjoy their busiest season. For many small businesses, these 2 weeks can determine their entire year's success. Modern facilities keep the experience world-class. Howard J. LaMade Stadium offers professional-grade lighting, digital scoreboards, and seating for tens of thousands. Recent upgrades include expanded media centers and high-definition streaming that bring every pitch to phones and tablets worldwide. Technology has not dimmed the tradition. Fans still gather on the grassy hillsides, bringing blankets and lawn chairs for a perfect summer evening of baseball. Children chase foul balls, while parents trade stories of their own Little League days. The smell of ballpark food blends with the sound of cheers as the sun sets behind the Allegheny foothills. For the players, it is a life-changing stage. They meet childhood heroes, exchange pins with opponents, and learn to compete with both skill and sportsmanship. Many alumni credit this tournament with inspiring their later careers in professional baseball or coaching. Yet for most, the highlight is simply representing their hometown and forming friendships across borders. Williamsport embraces its role with pride. Local volunteers guide teams, drive shuttles, and maintain immaculate fields, ensuring the event remains welcoming and safe. City parks and community centers host concerts, clinics, and parades that keep visitors entertained between games. The tournament has become a yearly reunion for families who return even when their children have long grown. The Little League World Series celebrates more than a game. It showcases youth dedication, global camaraderie, and the enduring charm of small-town America on an international stage. Did you ever take your kids or grandkids to a Little League game in Williamsport? Let us know your favorite moments from this event in the comments. Number 2. Farm Show. Each January, Harrisburg becomes the epicenter of American agriculture. The Pennsylvania Farm Show fills the massive Farm Show complex with color, sound, and the scent of fresh hay. More than 500,000 visitors pour through its doors every year, making it the largest indoor agricultural event in the nation. The scale is breathtaking. Visitors can walk through over 1 million square feet of exhibition space. Farm equipment gleams under bright lights while animals from across the state are readied for competition. Families pause to watch giant tractors roll past, and children pet newborn calves in the livestock areas. The show's most iconic tradition is the 1,000-pound butter sculpture. Artists carve intricate designs entirely from dairy butter, a symbol of Pennsylvania's proud milk industry. Nearby, cooking demonstrations highlight recipes made from local ingredients, showing farm to table in real time. Entertainment fills every corner. Rodeos thrill crowds with barrel racing and bull riding. Tractor pulls rumble through the arena, a reminder of the state's deep mechanical know-how. Live music and craft fairs give the event the feel of a county fair on a grand scale. Modern themes run alongside tradition. Recent exhibits focus on renewable energy, soil health, and climate-smart farming. Interactive displays teach visitors how drones, robotics, and data science are changing modern agriculture. Young farmers share ideas on hydroponics and greenhouse innovations to feed future generations. The farm show also drives serious economic impact. Local hotels and restaurants see their busiest week of the year. Officials estimate tens of millions of dollars flow into the Harrisburg area during the event. Vendors and family farms often secure contracts that keep their businesses thriving long after the crowds leave. Food vendors report selling hundreds of thousands of milkshakes and fried treats, adding to the festive economy. Beyond business, the farm show is about community. Volunteers, 4-H clubs, and Future Farmers of America members guide guests and care for animals. For many families, attending is a multi-generational tradition that connects grandparents, parents, and children. It's a place where rural and urban Pennsylvanians meet to share stories, food, and pride. Visitors often describe it as a winter reunion for the entire state, where friendships and memories last long after the lights dim. Even as agriculture changes, the farm show keeps pace. Expanded streaming and live social media coverage now bring the event to audiences far beyond the state. Yet the heart remains the same, a celebration of hard work and the land that sustains it. Have you ever visited the Pennsylvania Farm Show? What homemade farm recipe brings back the best memories of your childhood? Share your thoughts in the comments. Now it's time to find out the correct answer to the quiz. Which famous movie made the Philadelphia Museum of Art popular? A. Creed. B. Raging Bull. C. Rocky. D. $1 Million Baby. The correct answer is C. Rocky. Number 1. Rocky Steps. The wide stone steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art are more than a grand entrance. They are a pilgrimage site for movie fans, athletes, and visitors from around the world. More than 4 million people climb these steps each year, making them one of Pennsylvania's most beloved free attractions. The view from the top stretches across the Benjamin Franklin Parkway, with the city skyline rising beyond the trees. Known worldwide as the Rocky Steps, the staircase soared to fame in 1976. Sylvester Stallone's film Rocky captured the story of a small-time Philadelphia boxer chasing an impossible dream. Audiences watched as Stallone's character charged up the 72 stone steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Arms raised in triumph against the skyline, the moment became an instant symbol of perseverance. Set to the unforgettable theme "Gonna Fly Now," and it turned a local landmark into a global icon of hope. The film went on to win 3 Academy Awards, including Best Pictures, and spawned a franchise that still draws fans nearly 50 years later. Visitors from every corner of the world now recreate that run. Many bring cameras or smartphones to capture their own victory pose at the top. The movie's underdog spirit is kept alive for new generations. The museum itself has invested millions in upgrades and new galleries, ensuring that the area remains vibrant and welcoming. Recent renovations improved lighting, accessibility, and green spaces around the plaza. These updates invite both art lovers and casual visitors to linger long after their climb. Nearby cafes, food trucks, and public art projects have transformed the neighborhood into a lively cultural hub for locals and tourists. Seasonal festivals and evening concerts now draw crowds that stay to watch the skyline glow at sunset. Joggers, families, and film fans arrive at dawn and late into the night to recreate the famous run. On weekends, spontaneous cheers echo as visitors strike a triumphant pose at the top. Many travelers stream their run live or share videos that spread the Rocky legend across social media. Events like charity races, holiday parades, and international sports celebrations now use the steps as a starting line. Athletes from around the world schedule training runs here when visiting Philadelphia. Even professional boxers and marathoners stop for the symbolic sprint. The steps have also become a favorite backdrop for wedding photos, music videos, and even proposals. Couples often time their climb to sunset, turning a personal moment into a cinematic memory. Have you ever been to the Philadelphia Museum of Art? Did you climb the Rocky Steps or watch someone tackle the famous run? We'd love to hear your memories of that moment in the comments. Thank you for exploring the hidden corners of Pennsylvania with us. Click on the video you see on the screen to check out other hidden discoveries on our channel.